Up until now, everything we built has been functional. A t-shirt, a modified sloper. They're all technically correct, but they are not so exciting. But today, that changes. Design details are what turn a shape into a garment and a garment into a fashion statement. We are adding a patch pocket, a collar, and some seam details today. And by the end of this episode, your cloth 3D work is actually going to start looking like a design work. To work, we're going to be editing one of the garments we had in our previous episode. I believe episode 6, which is what you can see on my screen. And before we start, I'd like to clarify which is design details and structural details. Now, what does your structural detail do? Structural details determines how a garment holds its shape and its fit. So these are your darts, your seam, and your ease. And design details affect how it look, which is your collar, your pocket, your seam details, and also both matter. But today we are focused on the visual layer. Key thing to understand about design details include 3D is that your base still needs to be constructed properly. A pocket isn't just a rectangle that you throw upon the garments. You still need to like construct it a proper. It's a separate piece with its own sewing line. And so 3D just simulates everything. If you don't build it right, it's definitely not going to look right. Now, the first thing we are going to do is to add our patch pocket. And to do that, like I said, you have to do everything separately. First things first, I'm not going to be doing a regular square pocket. We have design free will. We are not cutting a pattern here today. So let's do that. So I'll be creating, I don't know if I should do a scallop pocket or something. So, but let's see what we're going to come up with. So I'm just going to go this way, this way. Yeah, no, that looks too big. So let's do this. This is looking like a crown, but this side looks small, so we're just going to edit that. Yeah, that's it. So now our crown shape is done. So I'm just going to click on the shape and then do a clone as a pattern. Put it down, but I would want a different color for it so we can see the difference and how it is adding more beauty to our original garment. Just put this here and then I'm just going to sew on top. I'll do this way and then click on that and then we'll do a superimpose over. Now that looks okay. And for the other side, I'm just going to do a symmetric pattern with sewing. And that's it. And for the neck, I really want it to lay flat on the layer we have before. So I'll just Ctrl C, Ctrl V these, have it here, and then cut off the shape I want from the neck. So I want them to have like the same width for the front and back. Rather than just guessing, I would pick an inch. So I'll take an inch. So let's do a 2.5-inch width. Well, that's a 2.6, which is still fair. Edit pattern and then I'll cut. I'll delete these bits that I have before, and then for the back I'll do the same. Look for points, 2.6, same old way. Then this one, edit pattern. Something is wrong here, so let's just fix it up. It's not at the center. And then cut. I'll go ahead to delete this. Merge them together. Merge. And then the rest those points. Just going to go ahead and sew it together. I'll go to my 3D window and then do a reset 3D arrangement selected because they don't look straight together. Now that's done. I'm just going to put them where they're supposed to and turn them properly. And then so did I just say so and simulate? Now we've got it laying all flat and nice, but this side still looks like it's meant to be a bit wider. So I'm just going to adjust that. I'll go ahead to change the color. Next thing is I'll be adding a little bit of design details, which is just some same details like I mentioned earlier. I'll do that to the neck and the pocket. It's just the collar and the pocket. I'll go to my internal line 2 and then probably just offset it actually. Let's not do anything too serious. You can decide to make yours as nice or as fancy as you want it. Offset as internal line. I'll do a zero 0.1 and I'll do like, let's say 3. Same thing goes for the pockets. I want for these edges alone. Now for my stitches, I'll just go to the top stitch. Free top stitch. And then I'll edit it. I'm just going to use a default top stitch that I already have in this project, but you can edit yours and choose what you want in your property editor, right? So you can play with the offset, the width, and the thickness of your thread. Just go through it this way. Then for the neck as well, for the neck, I think I'm just going to use my segment top stitch because it's just a line. It is not broken in between. I can't see it in at the neck. That's because it is turned upside down. If you check properly, you see it. It's showing underneath but not at the front. So what would I do? I'll select it and then right click and then do a flip normal. Now we have it. Our neckline is showing with more design details, and I'd like to do a little bit of extra. I would want to make the edge of the sleeve the same color as the collar and the pocket. Change the binding at the tip. Change the fabric to this, and then the one for the bottom as well. Change the fabric. And yeah, that's it. We just did few tweakings and adjustments, and we have a new design or a new fabric. Now you can see what we have, just a little bit of changes, and then there is a different garment. To conclude, I would like to say that adding the design details is where you start expressing your actual aesthetics. The skills are technical, drawing pieces, sewing line, adjusting fabric property, but the decisions are creative. Where does the pocket go? How wide should the collar be? Or where does the seam break the body? These are design questions and only you can answer them. Next episode, we are getting into textures and materials, how to apply print colors, and realistic fabric details that make your design look portfolio ready. Episode 9 is really an exciting and a visual one. See you there.